CBC News investigations have recently revealed examples of American business executives skipping quarantine during trips to Canada. The government says 2 of the 3 cases we highlighted should never have happened. Those rules are back in the spotlight, though. Again this morning, an Ontario man who regularly travels for life-saving cancer treatment in the U.S. is speaking out, saying he is now effectively self-isolating for a year after officials denied him an exemption from cross-border restrictions. Jonathan Gatehouse joins us now from Toronto with this exclusive story. Jonathan, thanks for joining us. Walk us through this case.
Well, good morning, John. This involves a 46-year-old man from Guelph, Ontario named Dean Nixon. Now, Dean was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2016, and his doctors in Ontario said that there wasn't much that they could do for him. So he took to the internet and he found a clinical trial that was taking place in the United States in Bethesda, Maryland at the National Institute of Health. Turns out that he was a good candidate for this experimental therapy, and his cancer has reacted well to it. He's been traveling there on and off since 2017 to receive these doses of immunotherapy. Now, his latest round of treatment began in October, which requires Nixon to go down to Bethesda every second Monday for about 48 hours. But when he returned to Canada, what he found is that Canada Border Service agents are telling him that he must quarantine for 14 days every time he returns to the country. And effectively what this means is that he faces another year in quarantine alone in his apartment in Guelph because his treatments are going to last for another 11 months. Now, we talked to Dean Nixon from his balcony in Guelph, and here's what he had to say.
I can't visit friends, family, can't take my dog for a walk, can't be out in the open air, can't exercise. I've had multiple abdominal surgeries, so getting out and walking is an important part of my digestive health. And so it takes a toll on me, if I can't be active. It also leaves me alone to sit here and think about my disease, which is not a great thing.
So, Jonathan, how is Dean Nixon holding up? Is there any aspects of daily life he can accomplish?
Well, he's got a friend who comes while he's away every second week and stocks his fridge, and another friend who comes and walks his dog, Jenna. But the bigger problem for Dean right now is work. He's a horse trainer. He works with standardbred harness racing horses, and he can't go to the barn. He can't train the animals. Now, he's got a hired hand who's filling in for him, but he's already lost some clients, and he's worried that his livelihood is going to slip away. And if that happens, if he loses his income, he's not going to be able to afford to go to the States for these treatments.
So, Jonathan, you make a compelling case for Mr. Nixon. The big question, why can't he get an exemption?
Well, that is the big question. As we've reported before, there are all sorts of exemptions being handed out by Canada Border Service agents for essential workers, for business travelers, as we've mentioned, sometimes erroneously. There have been more than 5 million exemptions handed out, mostly to many of the same people, since the pandemic began in March. And there is specifically an exemption in the Act for people coming to Canada to seek medical treatment. Now, Nixon has been told that this doesn't apply to him. It only applies to people coming into the country to get treatment, not those who have to go abroad. He has tried to reach out to his local MP, to people in government, and they haven't been able to do anything. We asked Canada Border Services and Public Health Agency of Canada to explain why there would be this difference between these exemptions, why someone going abroad can't get the same consideration. Canada Border Service told us that, in fact, it's the Public Health Agency of Canada that's in charge of this. We asked them. They have yet to respond.
All right. We will be watching. I know you will be. Thanks, Jonathan. CBC's Jonathan Gatehouse in Toronto.